Her style is sophisticated. She's full of swag and has a dynamic love for music, people, and culture. She's a singer, songwriter, and community builder. She's traveled the world over, and now we are so proud to be hosting her right here in the British Virgin Islands, of course. Welcome, Naomi. How do you feel to be back in the BVI?
Oh, it feels awesome. I haven't been here since I was, probably a teenager. But, it's awesome to be here to celebrate women, to celebrate empowerment, and of course the Caribbean, right? So I'm happy, yeah.
So Naomi, for those of you who don't know you, of course, beyond your music, tell us, who is Naomi Cowan and how did you become such a reggae icon?
Wow, icon?
Yes, yes.
Well, who Naomi Cowan is, I'm a child of Jamaica, first of all. I'm someone who, grew up around music. So even when I wasn't doing music, people would know that I came from it because I just can't stop singing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Another thing about myself is, I guess people would call me a bit of a light. I tend to just always have like a lot of energy when I come into a room. Or
I get that vibe from you.
Yeah.
I've been Insta-stalking you and I realize you're all about positivity and energy and sharing
good
that
vibes.
good vibes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sometimes cracking jokes, maybe too many jokes,
That's okay.
I love giving back. I've always done community work or service in some way, shape, or form. It's just something I learned when I was really young. That was really important. And then more important now when you have a bit of a platform with music and you can use your influence for good. So I do lots of things like that for young women.
How old are you?
I don't talk about my age on TV.
Girl, you look like super young.
Oh, well, you know what? Growing up, my brother, who's also my manager, we were talking about this, that like, because we grew up around the industry, it kind of like, you kind of grow up faster. You know what I mean? Like, meaning you just know how to kind of carry yourself from a young age because you've been around a grown environment from, and I'm the youngest of 7. So
oh, wow.
So I have a bit of an old soul too, like meaning, I don't know, people just, they're always asking me that question because they can't place me, which is a good thing.
Well, let's keep that a mystery for now.
Let's keep it.
You hail from a musical background. I personally grew up listening to your mother, Stealing Love.
Yes.
I know your dad was the former road manager for the famous Bob Marley.
Yep.
So tell us about that influence on your life as an artist and as a person and how it lends to your experience.
Oh man, it lends so much to my experience, meaning like, I think because I grew up around all of what we might consider glitz and glamour and whatever, being a musician myself now, those things don't really distract me as much. You know what I mean? Like things that you might become super excited about, or in Jamaica we say frightened. Starstruck, like those things I don't really experience that because I was exposed to it my entire life. So it kind of keeps me focused and grounded and keeps me humble and allows me to just see people for who they are. I think the biggest thing I've learned from my parents is that just treat people as all humans are equal and everybody deserves love as well as respect. Sometimes I think in entertainment, when you become bigger or you become more influential or known, you tend to also treat people poorly because you think
you're above
others.
Somehow.
So I think through them, that's the biggest thing I've learned. Other things I've learned is just how to be a professional as best as you can. From everything in terms of your rehearsals and how to prepare, as well as even like how to put together your sets when you have a live show and how to really balance the songs that you want people to love and then the songs you want people to get to know and all of those things. I learned so much from them. And I think even more than anything else, I've learned how to sing. Because I've probably done maybe 2 vocal lessons in my whole life.
Oh, wow.
Like, I really shouldn't say this on TV because I should be back in training.
But that just shows that you're naturally talented.
I am, but I think that it's a natural thing, but it's also, I was trained, my ears are trained because I grew up around the music. So I have been training my whole life, but just from listening and then copying.
Very seasoned.
So I think I learned, definitely through church and stuff, my voice got stronger singing at church and everything, but even just the ability to sing on key, I realize is something that I've just learned from a very, very young age. So those parts of the music that may be challenging to others just come naturally to me.
All right, and that same legacy, your parents are living legends in the industry.
And I'm really grateful for that. I still have them. They're not painted on a wall somewhere. It's definitely a blessing.
But did you at all feel like pressured growing up to live up to that legacy?
Definitely. So I used to feel a lot of pressure especially when I was like a child, because no matter where you go or you go to like a hair salon or supermarkets and people like just want you to sing on the spot. And I think I was always a bold individual child, so I used to be more rebellious. Like, I'm not doing what you think I'm supposed to do, or whatever the case is. And so I used to feel pressure, not from my parents, but maybe definitely from society. Now I'm just doing it because it's what I love, and I think it's what I'll be happy doing, for the rest of my life. But definitely used to feel a lot of pressure, and so I shied away from it for a long time until I realized that it was really up to me if I wanted to do what would make me happy.
And how did you decide that this is what you wanted to do? When did that happen?
It happened a couple years ago. I was doing what you do. Like, I was interviewing people, that was my job. And I love doing that too. But I remember feeling this like big aha moment, as they would call it, where I was like, crap, music really allows me to come alive in a way that nothing else does. And I remember also thinking that the reason why I wanted to be on camera doing TV was to reach people. And I said, well, music is such a massive and powerful way to reach others.
Right.
If I have the gift, why not use it? If I couldn't sing, I wouldn't do it. But I said to myself, oh my gosh, I have a responsibility to use my gift as best as I can, all of it. Now, music is really my main focus now, because it does take a lot of focus to really do well in music. But thankfully, other things happen where people see that, whoa, in March, I was backstage hosting for the Buju concert in Jamaica, history,
that's
right?
awesome. Yes,
Part of the live stream. That was really special.
And he's coming here June 15th.
And he's coming
so
here.
That's something to look forward
to. That's awesome, right? So those things keep happening. Or, this summer I'll be traveling with the Caribbean Premier League, the cricket that takes place here in the Caribbean. And last year I worked with Digicel as a host for one of their web series related to that. So I'm just grateful that the more brave I get with saying yes to those things is the more the right doors are opening up.
And to add to that, I was sneaking around your Instagram a little bit, Insta stalking.
Yeah, I like it. I don't mind it.
And I realized that you were also Miss Teen Jamaica. So tell me about that experience and how you used your platform.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was a great coming of age experience for me, because I used to struggle with a lot of insecurities, like any young girl in high school. And I mean, it was just so strong. And I remember seeing this thing called Miss Teen Jamaica, and I was like, I really want to do it. And I just had to, I guess, overcome the fears I had at the time. And it really helped me to feel comfortable in my own skin, and just own everything about me, my body, my everything. Like, anything I felt insecure about, Miss Teen Jamaica allowed me to just drop it. And then thankfully I won. And I was able to represent Jamaica in St. Kitts. Actually, I did the Miss Haynes Caribbean Talented Teen.
Wow.
I don't know if you know about that pageant.
I heard about it.
Yeah, and then I did Miss Teen World in Trinidad, and I placed third in both of them, and it was just really fun. I mean, to be that young and be representing your country is always a pleasure.
Very impactful. I know you've performed, though young, you've performed on international stages already. I mean, you've received quite a number of awards.
Yeah.
Speak to dreams for me, and to the fact that we think that certain things are impossible.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I still struggle with the idea of possibilities too, meaning like you're here in one place and envisioning yourself in another. But at the same time, like, I think the more that I take steps, even when I'm afraid, is the more I see those dreams actualized. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like, this year I was awarded with the Breakthrough Artist of the Year award for reggae. Right, for 2018, and they awarded me this year. And I was just like, I mean, when I sat there and I saw all of the people I was nominated with, I was like, wow, these are people I admire and I really love. And I never really, I came into this music thing just wanting to do it.
Do what you love.
Do the whole thing, but I never really imagined that, wow, somebody would even nominate me. And then, performing on a stage like Reggae Sumfest and things like that. So in terms of dreams and possibilities, I think that it's just important that we take one step at a time. And then you consistently see the repercussions of that. In other words, this year I'm going to London. I'm already booked to be in London twice to perform. And that was kind of far-fetched a year ago when I had maybe one single and didn't have Paradise Plum out. And I was just like, well, I'd love to. I never really...
Which is a bad tune, by
Thank
the way.
you.
Paradise Plum is bad. I love it.
But yeah, so I realized for me what works is just taking each step one at a time. And even in the midst of fear, moving forward. and not letting the fear stop you, but being okay with it kind of existing. Because we're humans, we're gonna be afraid no matter what. Like, I don't know if you've ever gone cliff jumping or jumped off like the side of anything into water or anything like that. Anything adventurous?
Rick's Cafe.
Rick's Cafe,
Yes.
exactly. But I'm saying, when you're about to jump, like you're scared out of your mind, but you still
You
do
embraced it.
You still do
embraced the
it. So
experience.
I think with dreams,
Embracing the unknown.
embracing the unknown. And I mean, even now, just to be candid, like I'm still in an unknown, like certain spaces in my life, I feel that fear and like, oh, but you still have to do it.
I think life is a process where we're constantly evolving. We're going through metamorphosis and we're just aligning ourselves. Like you said, as we continue to say yes, we're putting ourselves in a better position to evolve and be all that we need to be.
Exactly. And I think even just trying to have faith in the process, because I mean, I tried to tell myself, like, if I knew everything, then you wouldn't need any faith.
And you wouldn't learn anything.
And you wouldn't need hope either. Like, you know, I think hope is a huge part of human, like our makeup, our DNA. When you have like, you're like, oh, there's a hope for something new or hope for something better. So I just try to focus on that as well when it comes to dreams and possibilities.
Tell us, what is next for Naomi Cowan?
Yeah, so what's next is we have a new single dropping in June called Energy. And that one's really, really,
full of energy.
Full of energy. And when I even a couple times this week, I've felt down and I've listened to it to just to like remind myself of who I am. So I'm excited about what that song is going to do for people. I go to London next month for a festival called Cross the Tracks.
Okay.
Don Penn is on me on that stage, Shaka Khan.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you know an artist named Masego. He's like, it's just going to be fantastic. It's going to be my first performance in the UK, which is sick. So we're looking forward to that. Have some performances in Jamaica coming up. You know, so just lots of work. So you can look out for Energy, definitely.
So, and how can fans keep in contact with you?
So, family, not fans. I'm just kidding. But everyone, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook at Naomi Cowan. So that's NaomiCowan. And if you really feel like it, check out the hashtag Paradise Plum. And you'll see how I've taken over that whole...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's actually a candy. I don't know if you knew that. Paradise Plum is a sweetie, like a candy.
Oh, wow. Is that like a candy from Jamaica?
It's a Jamaican candy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But now I've taken over the hashtag. So check it out and enjoy the vibes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming, of course, to 284 Media Studios. Thank you for gracing the beautiful British Virgin Islands with all of this. I'm Javon Wilson, and this has been your 284 exclusive. When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.